What's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my mini series Paris 101. I'm so excited because today I am doing the pros and cons of living in Paris. I've already done the transports, and so I'm really excited to get started and continue this little series. Without further ado, let's get started. So I've had my fair share of cons in Paris, so I will be starting with that before I end on a sweet, beautiful, caring note. So the first con is French bureaucracy is hell. First of all, a lot of things are still on paper, so if you're living in a city and you need to change something, update it, you unfortunately still have to send some mail, and sometimes mail get lost, and yeah, honestly just a nightmare, so not worth it, slow, and just exhausting. So the city of Paris is not super clean. This shouldn't come as a surprise because it is a big city. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dog poo in the streets, which is honestly really freaking annoying, and the metro smells absolutely disgusting. So the rats in Paris are actually not a myth. I've seen my share fair of them. They're kind of cute though. They come in family. If you're trying to avoid the rats, just avoid parks or avoid sitting next to bins or passing by them too closely because they will probably be, you know, doing little trips over there. Okay, this one actually makes me really upset, but when you're going through the metro and you're passing your ticket, people, like random strangers without asking your permission, will literally glue yourself to you so that they can pass with you. And it's not like the gates that open, it's those gates that turn, so basically you literally have to be glued to that person because that gate will it's disgusting and it feels like assault, okay? Honestly, I don't want to trash French people and like add to the bad reputation they already have, but well, big city folks are generally not nice. And I think in Paris, it's not an exception. There's a few cultural clashes, principally with waiters. I think it's mostly because they don't rely on tips as well, so it's like they don't really need to care. They are genuinely friendly, but not all of them are. Yeah, it ruins the whole Paris experience, and I'm so sorry, but it's life. You're in a big city. You can't expect everyone to be nice. It's just cultural clashes. Oh my god, I think this is probably the biggest con, like the thing I absolutely detest as well. It drives me insane and it actually stops me from going out. So even though a cafe or a restaurant looks cute, it probably is trash. Honestly, it's happened to me so many times that I decided to go to a place because it looked nice and the food was absolutely disgusting. The price tags were ridiculous, and therefore my recommendation to you is to actually Google Map the restaurant that you want to go in and check the reviews, check the number of stars. And it's not just that as well, of course you also have to be really careful when you go to touristy areas. Most of the restaurants in those areas are tourist traps, so they will actually be trash and the price tag will be absolutely insane. So on Sundays, a lot of things are closed or closed really early. Okay, for example, your grocery shop will close at 1 p.m. Other random things may be closed. Restaurants should be fine, but on a general note, just plan ahead because everything will probably be closed early. Not even just on Sundays, on weekdays, maybe not restaurants, but grocery shops will also be closing at a quite early hour. If you're going to Paris, I'm assuming you're trying to be in the city center, you're trying to book some very aesthetically pleasing building, you're trying to be in a cute Airbnb, very Parisian, very cute. Just be careful. So Paris unfortunately has a lot of old buildings, and these old buildings come with a cute aesthetic, but they also come with a few other issues such as really trash heating and isolation. So if you're coming in the middle of winter, just watch out because if you're renting and you're going to be paying your own bills, heating might go. Heating will literally drain your wallet. When you're booking a place, make sure that there is heating. And a really fun note, if you are going in summer, most Paris buildings or houses do not have air conditioner. A lot of heat waves happen in Paris in summer, so just be careful. Another thing related to summer is that whenever the sun is out, I'm not even joking, whenever there's a brim of light and heat, every fucking Parisian is out in the streets. They're out on parks, which honestly it's so lovely, and I would be one of those people. But at the same time, the city gets like packed, and then every single park is loaded. And the fun thing about parks in summer and with Parisian/French people is that you'll probably see a bit more skin than you intended to. I've been to parks where these old men were just wearing thongs, tanning. Well, not even tanning, they were just roasting at that point. But my eyes, okay? So just watch out that if there's a sunny day, just like any big city, just plan ahead. If I was a tourist in Paris, and generally when I go for walks and I just want to be touristy, this is the thing that I cannot put up with. Basically, there are so many constructions, not even constructions, there's just renovations and maintenance in the city center. And so if you're a tourist, everything will be covered. So just so you know, a lot of Parisians actually thought that the Arc de Triomphe, so when it had like that white cover that wasn't like artist little thing, they just thought it was construction or maintenance because we're so used to seeing that around, and it's not like shocking, and it's not like, oh my god, it's art. No, for us we really thought it was just constructions. So bikes get stolen like this, it's crazy. There's documentaries and like memes and stuff like that about how fast bikes get stolen, and there's actually a Bermuda Triangle in Paris, an area where bikes get stolen within 15 minutes or something like that. So if you're riding a bike and you really like it, just be careful, because there's a really high chance of it getting robbed or just dismantled. Okay, this is very specific to living in Paris. So if you want to live in Paris, this is something you need to know. When you're getting your contract, you either get CDI or CDD. CDI means you're a permanent worker. CDD means a determined amount of time. So you're going to be working for the duration of your contract, so 2-3 years or more, and that's it. So when you're looking for housing, people will tend to go for CDI, but a lot of people have CDD. They're very picky, they're very annoying, it's quite competitive. Really important to know, because you might be at a disadvantage if you have a CDD, but if you plan ahead and if you're not in a huge rush to find a house like 2 weeks from now, you can potentially find a really good place. Ooh, this one, honestly, I always have a good laugh when I go into the city center and I see these happening, but the scams. So basically there are a few scams that are very popular in Paris, which is the deaf mute girls that just ask you to sign something, and basically you sign and you say you're giving a donation, and you see there's already like 50 euros, 20 euros, 100 euros, and that's a huge scam. So the other scam is the bracelet. So the guys will come, they'll ask you for your hand, you don't really know what's happening, they'll probably take it as well, and they will start wrapping a bracelet like, oh my god, that's so cute, and then they'll like ask for 50 euros. And you can't even take it off because they tied the knot and whatnot. It is super annoying. This one actually drives me really insane. It is so upsetting and disrespectful. I don't know. This is one of the few ones that they're trying to get fucked up. Which other one? This is so sad because so many tourists get scammed and I see it. But the problem is this is done by groups, so you can't really intervene and you can't really help anybody that you see is getting scammed, because you're just gonna get jumped. But it's those ones where they have those little cups and they're like, oh, find the bowl under the cup. But they have a trick, of course, so it is an absolute scam. Don't do it. Why would you even... Anyways, people who play those games... Okay. If you're booking a very, very, very cheap ticket and you're like, oh my god, Paris to I don't know where, like 5 euros. Just be super careful, because there's 3 airports in Paris and one of them is called Beauvais, which is really far away from Paris. The fact that it's so far, you need to spend so much more money to get to that airport rather than just going to Orly or Charles de Gaulle. So book a little more expensive ticket so you don't have to hassle to go there and to come back home. Like, not worth it. Metro line 9, 12 and 13. I absolutely detest Metro line 9 because it stops everywhere. It's super long, it gets super crowded, you barely have sitting areas. It is just the most awful metro to take. 12 and 13 are just not nice, okay? If you take them, you'll know. Okay? Okay, so finally, for the pros, the good things about Paris, the things that I adore, that make me call it like a home. Okay, yeah, Paris is kind of my home. I kind of miss it. No, just kidding. I kind of miss it. Anyway, so Paris is a very accessible point to many cities. It's always like one train away from somewhere, and it's somewhere exciting. You can just go to Amsterdam. Honestly, just exciting. Enjoy and travel as much as you can, because I think it is such a shame to let that go to waste. Okay, so maximize that. Another thing I love is Paris is super walkable. You can literally cross the city. It is amazing. I absolutely love it. So a lot of free, cheap things for under 26 and students as a whole. It's not like shopping student discounts, right? Like, that's a more UK thing that I've noticed. But it is very cool because if you go to museums, if you go to cinema. There's always some good discounts that you can take advantage of because you're under 26. The architecture of the city, that everything is beautiful. It's like old styled. There's not a lot of like new high-rise buildings in the city center. I think it's so quaint in that way. It's really beautiful. It's aesthetically pleasing. So Paris is just very cute in that sense. I love it. Another thing is les quais de Seine. I miss them so much at the moment because you actually have sitting picnic areas in every area of the quai de Seine almost. Okay, so it's very nice. You can always chill next to the river, and I think it's such a French Persian thing to do, but it's so nice. So 100% recommend that you take advantage of that. Another thing that I adore is the fashion museums. Of course, Paris, the city of love, the city of fashion. Fashion museums, it's a must. They're so cute. There's a lot of expositions. They had Jean-Paul Gaultier, which was really nice. They have the Louis Vuitton. This is probably my all-time favorite thing about Paris is that every first Sunday of the month is so no cars in the city, but it's not the whole city. It's basically the first few arrondissements, and that means that you can actually walk everywhere without any cars, which is awesome. So there's a decrease in pollution, there's an increase in joy and happiness in workout. It's amazing. If you have first Sunday of the month that you are seeing is coming your way, please check out. Just go out because it is worth it. It's so nice. I think this is a pro and a con because in Paris right now there's a lot of electric bikes that you can rent. Yeah, you can rent, and it's super nice because you can get anywhere, you can explore the city, you don't have to walk if you're too tired. But the con to that is that they will be parked everywhere randomly. They're just like aesthetically pleasing, they're not. Okay, and they're still learning to regulate them. And another really important thing, you're in a big city. If you are using your electric bike on the street, please wear a helmet. I think there's this bike electric scooter brand called Tier that actually has helmets with them, so please be careful. Watch out for your safety, watch out for other people's safety, and enjoy. Honestly, I've expected Ubers to be so much more expensive, and to other places I've been, they are a bit more expensive, and in Paris they're honestly relatively affordable. And of course, if you think Uber is expensive, still in Paris there are so many other taxis or some similar apps. If you are a wine drinker, you're definitely gonna love Paris and just France in general because wine is quite cheap and you can get some good wine for less than 10, less than 5 even. Of course, drink responsibly and be healthy. Paris has an amazing transport system. They're really good. They take you everywhere. 100% recommend them. Yeah. Okay, this is a very basic tourist thing, but the Line 6 is very cute when you want to see the Eiffel Tower, and there's also a lot of other overground metros that actually give you a nice view to the city that you can take advantage of. Okay, these are gonna be so random, and it's because I've lived in Paris, and these are very specific to people that live in Paris rather than tourists per se. But okay, there's this thing called Picard, which is a frozen grocery shop. It's amazing. Honestly, if you haven't been to Picard, go check them out. And then you have des traiteurs, so basically just generally other traiteurs but like fresh, so you can actually buy that for your lunch break, like les traiteurs Thomas, so it's like nice food, kind of like more, yeah. What else? Some might typically like very French. Brochette bœuf fromage. This is, I love it. Every time I go to Paris, I actually try to have that because you can't find it anywhere else. Basically just cheese on a stick with like meat wrapped around it, and they cook it. So you get, these are Japanese restaurants or sushi places, and they coat it with soy sauce. And also in France, you actually have sweet soy sauce, which I have not seen anywhere else so far. And I will be recommending you places to eat in either my next video or my Instagram guide. But I'll let you know down below in my description or comments. What else? So this is the last one, and this is very specific to people who live in Paris, but if you get sick during your trip in France, so there's this app called Doctolib, and you can actually book an appointment with whichever doctor is available for whatever you're looking for. For example, if I need a dermatologist, I'll just type in dermatologist. I can type in my city, so the area I'm in, more specifically in Paris, and then they'll tell me which doctors are around my area, and then you can see the availabilities. Honestly, it's just so easy to book things like last minute or urgently without having to go to the hospital. And the app is free, so you don't even need to pay upfront for appointments or anything. You just pay when you actually go to your appointment with your doctor, and that's where you pay. Or you can also have online appointments, okay? And the last point I want to make is that Paris is an amazing, lovely, beautiful city, and there are so many high standards and expectations for it. So please, when you come to Paris, don't have like the highest expectations. It's a city like any other cities. It has its pros, it has its cons, but it's honestly just beautiful, and it's such a nice trip to have. So set your expectations like a normal person does. It's not Disneyland, it's not gonna be perfect, okay? Honestly, take your time. Don't just stay at touristy spots, and enjoy. And yeah. On another note, I will be doing my random things to know about Paris and my probably where to eat video or Instagram guide. I can't wait. So I'll see you guys for a next one. Bye! I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only